11, thank you for that. Mr. Phillips requests to recover board attorney charge board to attend 2010 NAA meeting. You want to make a motion for it?
Let me ask the board, with the exception of Mr. Sims and Mr. Lamar Little. I think they were the only two that were not on the board at that time, so they would not be aware of it. And so I need to do some detailed explanation. It has always been the board would approve the financials prior to going to the board, attending the board meeting, which has been customary and procedure within the board's structure. And we did so that board meeting, and again, when it was brought to my attention that Ms. Dow had invoiced the board for attending the NALLOA conference, it was never approved by the board, nor was it ever mentioned that Ms. Dow would build the board. In fact, in one of the meetings, Ms. Dow stated that she built the board for attending meetings, which I went back and could not substantiate that based on the records that I got. So the invoice was paid without board approval. And I'm explaining because we have two members here who are not aware of the situation. The invoice was paid without board approval. The invoice was paid prior to the board meeting. The invoice was signed.
Freddie, who are you saying paid her without approval? Who are you saying? What are you saying?
Let me explain myself.
This isn't a motion, Freddie.
But it has to be explained before the motion comes forward so that the board members can make a clear vote on the motion. Okay, well, you keep these guys, whether they look into this or not, I don't know. But I did. And Mr. Sims and Mr. Lamar Little were not on the board, so they're not aware of what's going on. So we have to advise them before they make a vote. If they do, they make an unconscious vote, voting on something they don't know nothing about. So you keep calling the question as chairperson, or sitting chairperson, what are you trying to say? Well, I think the board needs to be apprised first of what's taking place before they can even make a thorough decision on how we should proceed. Okay, so, you know, again, this was something that we voted on in July, in May, concerning approval of applicants or approval of people going to the meeting. Well, we never voted on this. This was not an item that hit the agenda. In fact, Ms. Dow stated to me in the meeting that, you know, she normally pays her own way, and never and suggested that she would be asking the board to pay for anything in the board meeting. At the adjournment of the board meeting, Ms. Dow attended the meeting and billed the board. So okay. I'm asking that the board
understand the motion.
Okay, so let me.
No, Freddie, I'm not going to go on forever. We don't have all day. Does everyone? No, you excuse me. Do we all understand the motion? Everyone understands it. It's still, wrap it up then.
Okay,
we all
that's
get
what
it.
Okay, I'm going to conclude by saying this, and I'm also going to say this preferably. I didn't vote for Mr. Bordelon's length of time as far as speaking, because some items, well, to make sure everybody's clear. And this is one of the items.
Well, we never said nothing earlier when you went over 5 minutes either.
I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
That's why I look down at my watch.
Is there a motion on the board?
The motion is that this board needs to seek a reimbursement of Ms. Dow for billing the board for an item that the board did not approve.
Do you have a second? Motion failed.
Excuse me. I mean, you hit the gavel before.
Did I have a second?
How long did it take for a second? How long did it take for a second? And each item that I put up,
Freddie,
within 3 seconds, 4 seconds.
Anybody could have seconded. Did I cut anyone short by hitting the gavel before they wanted to make a second?
Well, most board meetings I go to, I see where they give the board members at least 15 seconds.
Freddie, I'm an
ago.
auctioneer, I look
This
around.
is not like most board
No
meetings.
one made an eye
No,
contact
I
with
say
me.
Okay, so.
All right, do I have a second?
Let me
Is
ask.
that enough time?
No, it wasn't 15.
Okay, let me ask a question to the board. I do
We're
have
still
a
waiting for
question.
the second.
Okay.
You have to talk.
Okay, it's been more than 15 seconds.
Motion failed.
All right. I have a question just to does the board care about the reimbursement? It's a personal question to the board. As board members sitting here, do you care about the reimbursement of something that the board did not approve?
Okay.
So no one on the board has concern. So we might as well.
We don't know if the board didn't approve it.
We
This
don't
was in
know, Freddie.
010.
I don't. We're just hearing your side. I'm just
Yeah, we're
hearing.
just hearing one
But-
side.
Freddie, we all know that Anna went to the meetings and that
Point
we
of privilege,
approved
can
it.
I say something?
Please
Go ahead.
do.
I'm gonna tell everybody something. I come down here to serve on this board and represent the auctioneers of the state of Louisiana to the best of my abilities, what I told Governor Jindal.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna make something clear right now, and Burns, you get this on tape. I do not participate in after-the-fact witch hunts, nor am I gonna tolerate it on this board. This is all witch hunt. All it is a, really and truly, if you don't know my opinion of it, it's flat out harassment to this board. And I highly resent it.
Oh, you making that directed toward me?
I'm making it to the board. I did not call your name. I did not say Freddie.
Well, that's why I
I'm calling
asked.
the board.
But I asked the
Take it for
question.
what it's worth.
I asked the
I
question.
addressed the board.
I asked the question.
I addressed the board. That's all the answer you're
Let
getting.
me make a
Address
statement.
your question.
Okay, let me make a statement, since Mr. Sims did state that
Please
it's
make
witch
a
hunt.
statement. Right.
That's why I asked, was the board aware of it? Nobody's concerned about looking at the invoice, nobody's concerned about looking at any of the things that are pertinent to the decisions that are being made.
No, Freddie, we wanted her to attend. You're asking
You said
insulting
that, but why would
questions.
we vote on it?
Because,
Why did we vote on it? Preface your statement. Why would we vote on who attends and who not attend? And then if we wanted her to attend it, why didn't we state that? And why Ms. Dow did not ask the board to consider paying her for going?
Why we hashing this a year later? Why we
It's not a
do-
year.
Yeah, it is. It's a year later. You're talking about 2010.
Sir, this was brought to my attention, and that's when I brought it to the
This
board.
brought it to your
It's brought it to your attention.
Mr. Burns regularly does a public records request of all of Anna's bills.
Doesn't
Mr.
make a
Phillips
difference
is
how.
not
Listen to me. It doesn't make a difference how I got the information. It
I
makes a
don't care how
difference.
you.
What makes the difference is the information was valid and it was not approved by the board. And that,
Well, I don't know. I wasn't
Motion
here.
failed.
But I can't
Actually,
testify.
Let it
that's
go.
actually not true. but okay.
right, let it go.
the board approved.
Okay,
That's what you're
Freddie,
saying.
time out.
Okay, all right.
Yes,
Okay.
I know it was approved.
Okay.
I know Ken approved, I know this. So you made your motion failed, you've made your comments, we're gonna move on. Okay, is everybody aware the next meeting date is September 19th? And anything else? We need a motion to
Madam
adjourn.
Chair.
Oh, would you like,
Yes, ma'am, I'd like to have the floor if you don't mind.
please do.
My name's Hal McMillian. I'm from Lake Charles, Westlake, Louisiana, actually. And I'm here today to watch this board because I too have been asked by Governor Jindal to serve on this board. I can tell you that I have 12 years' experience as a Calcasieu Parish Police Jury, or twice. I've been president of that police jury. I know Robert Rules of Procedure very, very well inside and out. And I saw some things today here that if I was chair of this board would be doing quite differently as far as Robert's rules and discussion and stuff like this. And the time that people get and the audience gets and stuff like this. I hope that I can bring to this board a very positive attitude with a good demeanor to work with all factions. I'm honored that the governor's asked me to be on this board. I've been an auctioneer since 2007 and my license means a tremendous amount to me. I look forward to getting to know every one of y'all. I look forward to tapering these board meetings down a little bit so we can move forward in a very positive direction and deal with auctioneer business. With that being said, I don't know if I'll get confirmed or not, but if I do and I'm sitting in one of these chairs, you will have a board member here. And I can tell you in all honesty, I will look you square in the eyes and never lie to you. But I'm not going to remember a lie. I'm going to tell you the truth, whether it's good or bad. With that being said, I hope I get the honor to serve with y'all by the next meeting. Thank you.
Amen, I hope so too.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Miller.
Thank you.
I make a motion with adjourn.
I second it.
A motion is second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned.